666.
Saudi Arabia hits record 31.81 millimeter average rainfall in April. The Ministry of Environment, Water and Agriculture announced that the average rainfall in various regions of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia hit an exceptional record of 31.81 millimeters in this April. According to MEWA, this is the highest average recorded in 40 years. It is higher than an average of 9.23 millimeters, which it recorded in April 2022. So 31, that's, almost
more than 3x.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that's a lot of rain. There was a lot of rain when we were there, Richard, too. So, I mean, I assume that March also had it as well, but it's really cool. I mean, that, I don't know if this is like climate change. It's just like a, aberration, but it just is, it's really interesting. Well, it's been a really nice May here too, Richard. We've had a really good run the last few weeks here. So
we talked about this. We had friends telling us it rained something like, 28 out of 30 days in April.
Mm-hmm.
It was very noticeable. I found a longitudinal study done by the King Abdul's University. They studied the rainfall from 78 to 2020. And what they found was that it had been decreasing over those decades until just recently when it has popped back up. And we're talking like, 10.2 centimeters in 2020 and 8.4 in 2020. It'll clearly be bigger in 2023. So unless everything just dries up. But yeah, it had been on a downtrend since the 70s. And now the last decade has sort of gone on an upturn a little bit. And you do wonder if that has anything to do. They have cloud seeding operations. They've been greening up. It'd be great to point to that and say there's a connection. I guess we won't know for a little bit, but those efforts will continue. Certainly the greening of Riyadh and Saudi Arabia is ongoing. And I think they just, again, in the Sustig review, you'll see that they just contracted for a number of cloud seeding aircraft that are going to be delivered shortly.
Mm-hmm. Which is really cool. Yeah, Richard, you know this well, but when I did the panel moderation at the PIF forum, a private sector forum. It was at the Kingdom Center. It was like right in downtown Riyadh. Right at the end of it, it just opened up like major thunderstorm with lightning and, heaviest rain I've really seen in person. The type of rain you get in Florida every single day, where it's just like, oh my gosh, we're going to drown. There's so much water coming out of the sky. And there was so much rain and it lasted so long that the city kind of just shut down. Like I tried to get an Uber and it took me 4 hours and it just kept updating the time. It kept being like, oh yeah, it'll be here in 30 minutes. And by 30 minutes, we mean 50 minutes. And by 50 minutes, we mean next month, you finally get out of here. But, it's crazy, too. Any city that gets a lot of rain like that is at risk of flooding if the drainage system isn't excellent and well prepared to handle it. Washington, D.C. is a city that has had issues with this, because if you don't have it, if you're not ready for it, the water on cement and in, downtown areas really adds up. So yeah, I mean, I was like, man, and my flight was later that night too. I was like, I got to just make it to the airport at this point. Like I'll just leave all my stuff in the hotel. But yeah, so it does rain in Riyadh. People ask that and it does. So yeah.
Yeah. And you were stuck because my fallback, because Uber inevitably is, and we've talked about this on the show, one of the problems with Saudiization is, for example, all the Uber drivers has to be Saudi. And as a result, you sort of have at crush time or surge periods, you have a shortage of Ubers. So, very quickly you sort of just go out and call a cab. But if it's raining like that, there aren't any cabs, to hail.
Yeah, nobody's moving anywhere. Like, so no one else is getting anywhere
So
they want to go.
You were good and stuff.
Exactly right.